the summer heat or those sneaky scammers get the best of you. We've got the inside scoop on how you can stay safe during summer heat waves, get help with your medication costs, and so much more. We're also going to update you on that new giveaway program that we talked about last week. There's a lot to go over today, so let's dive right in. Let's start with that heat wave. Over 11 million people have been exposed to dangerous heat levels this week, and that's especially hard for low-income people who may not have access to air conditioning or comfortable indoor spaces. Heat waves are more dangerous than any other kind of severe weather, according to AccuWeather. So I've been really worried about you guys this week. We've talked a lot about how to get free air conditioners on this channel, especially over the last few weeks. There are programs all over the country that are distributing free air conditioners, free fans, and other assistance, especially for seniors or people with young children in their homes. But those supplies are limited, and even if you're eligible, you may not be able to get one if they run out. So if you were not able to get a free air conditioner yet, I want to make sure that you know about cooling centers. Cooling centers are incredible community resources. They're public spaces with air conditioning where you can spend time when it's too hot to be anywhere else. Sometimes they'll even offer free food or snacks, places to charge your phone, or entertainment or other amenities as well. During heat events, many organizations open cooling centers. You can usually find them at libraries, senior centers, local churches, ministries. Sometimes communities will also open schools, government buildings, or other community buildings up as cooling centers as well, depending on the need. To find one in your area, you can usually call 211 or contact your local area agency on aging for details. Now, if you're like me and you don't necessarily want to go be with a crowd, there are other options too. You have to get a little creative, and these don't work for everyone, but this is what I would try. If you've got EBT, you can cool down at a museum, aquarium, or planetarium for free or cheap. There are thousands of destinations that offer EBT discounts. You just need to go to lowincomerelief.com/EBT for a list of participating venues. Now, if you've got kids in your household, you can also use Kids Bowl Free or Kids Skate Free to get tickets to your local bowling alley or skating rink as well. This is a great way to get indoors without having to spend a ton of money that you don't have. Anyway, we've got a list of 17 different places where you can escape the heat during a heat wave in our new comprehensive guide. Just pop over to lirlinks.com/cool to get the full list. Now, in the meantime, we have a ton of other news today. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development has announced a new rule that will expand air conditioning access for people who live in public housing. The new rule allows public housing authorities to increase utility allowances, waive excess fees, and more. Those rules were announced last week, and they went into effect immediately, so that's already happening. Now, unfortunately, the weather isn't the only thing that's heating up out there. I know we talked a lot last week about different scams you need to watch out for, and I hate being negative on this channel, but scammers are getting more creative in their attempts to steal your information and your data. I know last week we talked a lot about the new housing voucher scam that we were starting to see, and at the time it was mostly focused in one state, but like I said, when they find something that works, it spreads like wildfire. So now we're seeing complaints about this same scam from as far out as Hawaii now. So if you haven't already seen last week's video, please make sure that you check it out as soon as we're done here with today's update, because you need to know about that so that you don't become a victim. But it's not just that scam either. There is an aggressive new Social Security scam too that has been duping seniors and people with disabilities into turning over their personal information. According to the reports I saw, this scam has become so prevalent that the Social Security Administration received over 500,000 calls about it already. It's everywhere, and you need to be careful. And this one is particularly sick because it preys on your hope. Here's how the scam works. They have a website or a social media post that claims that Social Security is providing a $600 increase or a stimulus payment in June. But in order to get it, they say that you need to fill out an application right now. And it looks official, so a lot of people have taken that bait and filled out those applications, which unfortunately gives them everything they need to steal your identity and really do damage to you. Now, I know everyone is hurting right now, and it's hard to resist that hope. For many of us, an extra $600 could make a huge difference. It could be so impactful. So it's hard to resist that, even when you know it's probably not true. And even when that little voice in the back of your head is telling you that, you should be careful, sometimes it's hard to not just do it because you need it. And that is what those scammers are counting on with all of these scams, with the Social Security increase, with the vouchers that promise these instant housing vouchers that aren't a thing. They're all meant to make you have false hope and turn over your information to try to get that help. And it makes me so angry. So back to the Social Security thing. You never have to fill out an application for a Social Security increase. The annual increases are always announced in October of every year, and they always take effect the following January. Anyone who is claiming a big Social Security adjustment in the middle of the year is probably lying to you. You can always look at the Social Security Administration's official press releases to be sure. You can find those at ssa.gov/news. If it isn't posted there, it's probably not legit. Now, the government has said that if you encounter this scam, they want you to report it to the Office of the Inspector General. That way, hopefully, they can follow up and do something about this. I think that's all the bad news we have today. So let's talk about Medicare, because we have some good news for Medicare recipients today as well. So for those of you who are using Medicare Advantage plans, there is a new proposal in Congress that could affect you. This bill is called the Seniors Timely Access to Care Act. The goal of this particular act is to make Medicare Advantage plans process your pre-authorizations faster so that you can get the care that you need. Right now, it can take up to 3 days for an urgent pre-authorization. For a regular one, it can take 7 days or more. That is a long time to wait when you need medical help. This new bill would force Medicare Advantage plans to use an electronic pre-authorization system. This would have a lot of different advantages. It would make it faster for those pre-authorizations to be completed, and it would add transparency to the process as well. It would make it easier for people to study and analyze data from the program too. This bill is being considered in both the House and the Senate, and it does have bipartisan support, so a lot of people are saying it has a good chance to pass. If you would like to see it become law, I always recommend reaching out to your elected officials in Congress to voice your support, because that's how we make change. Now, in the meantime, there is an exciting new perk available to Medicare beneficiaries right now. Amazon's RxPass program works with Medicare now. So for a low fee of just $5 per month, you can get access to 60 different generic medications. Now, it doesn't matter how many of those medications you take. They're all covered in one $5 a month subscription. If it's on the list, it's covered. This program could save you and Medicare a lot of money. People who use RxPass they're estimated to save around $70 a year if they take one medication. So if you take more than one, you can save even more money. This program also gives you 24/7 access to a pharmacist and free shipping on your medications as well. It's pretty cool. But in order to use the RxPass, you do need to have an Amazon Prime subscription as well. Now, I know those can be a little bit expensive, but if you receive benefits from SNAP, SSI, or another qualifying government program, you can get a 50% discount on your Amazon Prime subscription. Just go to lirlinks.com/Amazon to get that discount and then go sign up for RxPass. Okay, so now let's talk about another thing that's going to start saving people money this month. If you have student loan debt and you're enrolled in the new Save Repayment plan, there are some big changes coming in July that are going to affect your repayment. The Save plan requires student loan servicers to recalculate those payments this month. It's expected that many people will see their payments drop by half when that recalculation is complete. However, this process is taking a lot longer than the government or the student loan servicers expected, and they aren't going to be able to get it done in time, which doesn't really surprise me, so I'm not sure why they're surprised. But anyway, As a result, the federal government has instructed student loan servicers to temporarily stop payments on student loans if you're in the SAVE plan. During this temporary forbearance period, your payments and your interest may be dropped to zero. It won't last very long, but many news outlets are saying that SAVE users will be able to skip their July payments as a result. And when your payments resume, they should be lower than they were before. Now, another big change that's coming to student loans on July 1st is that several other income-driven repayment plans are being phased out. SAVE is considered the best and the newest and the shiniest one of these income-driven repayment plans, and there's currently several of them, so they're trying to kind of streamline this, I think cut down on paperwork and make it easier to manage. So a lot of these are just going to kind of disappear. One of those is PAYE, P-A-Y-E, which stands for Pay As You Earn. So like I said, even though a lot of people prefer SAVE, and it is a better option for most borrowers, there are some instances where pay might actually be a better choice for you. I think I might be on a pay plan. But anyway, this plan is a good choice for people with graduate school debt or those who expect to earn more money in the future. It has certain features like faster forgiveness and a payment ceiling that provide certain advantages for people in very specific situations. Now, ultimately, if you owe student loans, you really need to evaluate your options before June 30th because some of your options will disappear after that. For help navigating all of the options that are available to you, you can always call our sponsor, Care Connect USA's Student Aid Relief Line at 888-201-0431 for assistance. And speaking of assistance, you need to know about the free summer meal program if you have children in your household. I forget the official name. The Summer Food Service Program, also I think they're rebranding that as Sun Meals this year, happens every year during the summer. It provides free meals to all children ages 18 and under, no questions asked. You don't have to fill out any forms or applications or anything. You just show up and get your food. In some areas, they even give you extra food to take home, which is fabulous. This program is starting up in areas all over the United States. It's already underway at 2,000 sites in Kentucky, and I think Washington, D.C. has 100 locations that are starting up on June 26th. There are thousands of other meal sites across the country, and there are locations in every single state, I believe. So to find the meal site nearest to you, you just need to text the word food to 304-304. You can also text the word comida. I believe the USDA has an online map of locations as well, so you can also do a search for summer food service programs near you on their website. You should be able to find those there as well. Now for seniors, there are some states that still have SFMNP vouchers available. That's the Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program, and those vouchers are worth $50 each. I know Iowa still had some available this week. I'm pretty sure there are other states that have them available as well. You just need to contact your local area agency on aging to get those. Highly recommend it, but of course you probably already know that because I talk about it all the time. So there are also some free food box programs popping up in many areas as well. In Seaside, California, low-income residents can pick up a free food box at the Seaside Farmers Market on Thursday evenings between 3 and 7 p.m. You just need a photo ID and either an EBT, WIC, or Medicaid card to get those. They will be distributed on a first-come, first-served basis, so please try to get there earlier in the day before they run out. Out in Mansfield, Ohio, low-income seniors can pick up a free food box at the First English Lutheran Church on the fourth Tuesday of every month. Those boxes, from what I read, they contain 15 pounds of fresh produce and 2 pounds of cheese. And again, those are available monthly. My favorite food program that I found this week is actually out in Maryland, though. Claggett Farm in Upper Marlboro is just incredible. They've donated over 800,000 pounds of fresh organic produce, and they also offer a 50% discount to anyone who shops with government benefits like SNAP or WIC, and if you can't afford to pay, they'll even let you volunteer at the farm in exchange for free food, which is absolutely amazing. So, love that. Now let's talk about some incredible grants that I found this week. If you have a child who is a Cherokee Nation citizen, your child may be eligible for a one-time $150 payment. This is a clothing assistance program that the Cherokee Nation offers. Your child just needs to be a Cherokee Nation citizen under the age of 18, and you need to have a household income that is at or below 150% of the federal poverty level to qualify. You can apply online at, I'm going to butcher this word, so I'm just going to spell it for you, GADUGI portal.cherokee.org. Make sure to submit that by 5 p.m. on Tuesday, July 16th. I'm assuming that's Central Time based on where they're headquartered, but I'd recommend getting your application in a day early just to be safe, because sometimes when those deadlines are time zone dependent, it gets a little bit complicated. Okay, so now let's talk about guaranteed income programs. The Texas Supreme Court recently ruled that Uplift Harris cannot issue any payments until the state Supreme Court makes their decision. That case is currently working its way through the Court of Appeals. It's working its way toward the Supreme Court. It's probably going to end up there, but it's going to take a while to get an answer on this. In the meantime, the 1,900 families who are waiting for those monthly checks are just stuck, and it sucks. In the meantime, another guaranteed income program is opening up in Pomona, California. The Pomona Household Universal Grant Program, which they're also calling the Pomona Hug, will provide $500 a month for an entire year. Only 250 families will be selected to get this money. Another 350 families will be chosen to be part of the control group, and they'll receive just $20 a month. Participants in both parts of the study will receive an extra $50 bonus when they complete certain surveys that help researchers understand if this program is making a difference and what that difference is. Now, in order to be eligible for this, of course, you must live in Pomona, California, have a child under the age of 4 in your household, and meet at least one of the 4 APRA qualifiers, or is that right? ARP? I think it's ARPA. Sorry. These are really easy in my opinion. They're based on your household income, the census tract you live in, or if you were financially impacted by the pandemic, that sort of thing. It's pretty easy to meet at least one of those. You just need to get your application in by 11 p.m. on July 8th in order to apply. Now, we've also found some new home repair grants in various parts of the country. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is investing another $5 million into their Built to Last program, which can help with roofing, plumbing, heat pumps, and even solar panels. In South Carolina, the city of Spartanburg has a new program that can help low-income people buy or repair a home. You would need to contact the city's neighborhood services office for details about that. The information I found wasn't very specific. Now, out in Vermont, the local Habitat for Humanity has opened a new Restore in Waterbury. Restores are my favorite kinds of thrift stores. They have a lot of building and construction materials. They have more appliances, furniture, and big stuff like that than typical thrift stores do. All sorts of things for very low prices. If you're in the area, be sure to go check that out. Now, for transportation updates, we're seeing a lot of rural transportation programs popping up. In Nebraska, the Hall County Commissioners have approved a new partnership with the Holiday Express bus that will focus on rural transportation in that area. In Texas, CARTS is offering free rides to seniors who are at least 60 years old. The CARTS Country bus system serves Blanco, Burnett, Bastrop, Caldwell, Fayette, and Lee counties. They also serve certain areas within Hayes, Travis, and Williamson counties as well. You can call them at 512-478-7433 or email countrybus@ridecarts.com to schedule your ride. Now, I have a few additional random updates before we wrap up today. I really like this one from Florida. Sharon Nursing Academy in Jacksonville, Florida is offering a free summer camp for teens between 13 and 17 years old. The camp will introduce teens to the healthcare field, providing hands-on experience to help them prepare for a career. They'll learn how to take vitals and even help gunshot victims survive until paramedics arrive. The school is also offering a free CNA course that will last through December. You can learn more on their website at sharonnursingacademy.com. Seniors in the Springfield, Ohio area are invited to attend a free workshop that will help them prevent falls. This workshop is called Stepping On, and it will teach all sorts of things, including balance and strength exercises, home safety tips, and more. You need to register with Cindy Lockwood by July 5th if you want to attend. You can reach Cindy at 937-323-4948, extension 140. And finally, out in Arizona, the Mosaic Elder Refugee Program helps refugees get settled. They specifically serve refugees who are at least 60 years old. They help teach English as a second language, tutor for the citizenship exam, and provide case management services. This program is administered by the Area Agency on Aging in Phoenix. You can reach their 24-hour senior helpline at 602-264-HELP. Okay, so now for that news about our giveaway. I talked to a lawyer about it. It sounds like it's going to be fine from a legal standpoint, but I do need to get some terms and conditions set up, make sure all that legalese is dealt with. And I'm waiting to hear back from a few other experts to make sure that we roll this out the right way. For those of you who missed last week's broadcast, I'm trying to roll out a monthly $150 giveaway thing. But it turns out it's a little bit more complicated than I thought it was. So if you want updates on this, you're going to need to subscribe to our email list. You can subscribe right now for free at email.lowincomerelief.com. It's easy. You just need to enter your email address. We do use a double opt-in method to prevent spam. So what that means is you're going to put your email address in on our website, and we're going to send you a test email. So to be on our list, you have to open that initial email and click the confirmation button so that we know you're a real person and it's a real email address. And then once you've done that, you'll be entered on our email list, and you'll get our, I think we send 2 or 3 emails a week now. Anyway, for more information on what we're trying to do, you can go check out that live stream from last week, and it'll tell you more about that Section 8 scam and this app that you really need to make sure that you don't ever install. There's all sorts of information we went over last week that's still really relevant. So I hope you'll go check that out. I'll see you there, and I will be back next week with more ways that you can save money and get free stuff. Have a great